record button before I was ready. But hey YouTube, I wanted to make my video before I really got my day started because I've really been pushing it off because I wanted to make sure I got everything in this video, and I'm pretty sure I'm still not gonna get everything, so I probably will make a part 2. So the purpose of this video is to really answer the questions that I get, because I have a lot of people coming to me, which I'm happy and it makes me excited, asking me, how did you find a job so quickly after college? How were you able to move to another state so quickly and find a job so quickly? And I just want to sum all of that up in this video and just talk about the things that worked for me, the things that still work for me, and just basically give insight and hopefully help somebody who's in college right now in their senior year and it's really tough for them to find somewhere to work, or somebody who's just looking for another job and it's really tough for them to find another job. So hopefully I help. I have a little list, and yeah, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about that has been an extreme help to me, and it's still a help to me, is LinkedIn. There's a website. If you don't know what LinkedIn is like the professional Facebook. Recruiters, big name companies, and applicants join this site. They upload a professional picture, and the purpose of this site is for recruiters and companies to find worthy candidates and basically to be able to connect with people who work in the field that you're working in or the field that you want to work in. That's the whole purpose of LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is the reason why I have the job that I have right now. I can honestly say that, because before I moved to Atlanta, okay, just a little background. I finished school a semester early, and 3 days after I finished school, I moved to Atlanta, and I got a job right away. And a few months ahead, I knew that I was going to move to Atlanta, and I had planned to move to Atlanta. So what I did is I joined LinkedIn.com. I got a nice professional photo, put it up there as my profile picture, and I uploaded my resume. And I knew I wanted to work in HR. So what I did, I went to the search box and did an advanced search. Location, I typed in Atlanta. The keywords, I put human resources recruiters. I didn't care what company, I didn't care where it was at. I wanted a job, and I knew I just wanted to work in HR. So after I did that, hundreds of recruiters in Atlanta came up who specifically recruit for human resources. So I clicked on their profile, and I sent them a message, and I introduced myself. I said, hey, my name is Chelsea Smith. I guess that's okay for this to be in a video. I said, hey, my name is Chelsea Smith. I'm looking to find jobs in human resources. I'm going to have a degree in business and a minor in HR. I currently have experience working with XYZ companies. I have 6 years of customer service experience, etc., etc. It was basically like my intro email to that recruiter saying, hey, this is what I've done, this is what I'm looking for, and if you know of any companies who have entry-level openings or any type of openings that you think my qualifications would match, please let me know. I would love to speak to you in regards to that. So I sent out I kid you not, my friends can testify to this. I sent out hundreds of emails, and to my surprise, a lot of recruiters wrote me back and say, hey, I know this and this and this company, and are you interested in this, and what about this, have you ever done this? And it opened up so many doors for me, because till this day, I got a call from one of my good recruiter friends who I love so much. If you're ever looking to move to Atlanta, let me know. I'll refer you to her. I love her. She called me yesterday. She said, hey, I know you just started the new job, and however, I know this good company you will be a perfect fit for. They're willing to pay you this, and if that's what you want to do, let me know. So you basically create this relationship with these recruiters, and whenever a company calls them like, hey, I need an applicant that knows how to create programs, or I need an applicant that has experience in HR, they'll automatically think of you. They'll give you a call. If you're interested, you'll say yes. If you want more money, you'll tell them that. So people underestimate the power of LinkedIn and recruiters. Recruiters get paid by these companies. They pay tens and thousands of dollars to find the perfect applicant for these companies. So it's not like you're begging for help. They get paid to do this. This is what their career is. So you reaching out to them is like a blessing to them because they don't have to come searching for you. You're coming to them. So LinkedIn is so important. Please, please join LinkedIn. And please put up a professional photo, because now that I'm in HR and we go on LinkedIn looking for people, if you have a photo up there with like putting up the 9 or just the peace signs, no. A professional photo of you smiling in a suit, in a dress will be just fine. Okay, what career site do I prefer when looking for jobs? The career site that I prefer, there's 3 big ones that companies will go on to look at resumes, and that's Indeed.com, CareerBuilder.com, and Monster.com. Most of the companies that I've known, that I've came into contact with, they look for applicants on there and they post their jobs on there. But I prefer Indeed and CareerBuilder to Monster. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of fraudulent stuff on Monster. For instance, if there's a job ad up there saying, okay, we want somebody that hasn't gone to college or somebody that has 0 experience, and we're going to pay you $60,000 to $72,000 right off bat. It's fake, and it could be someone trying to get your name, your address to use it for fraudulent stuff, and it's a lot of that on Monster. So I really prefer Indeed.com and CareerBuilder to Monster. And my advice is take your resume, take your address off it, and put your number and your email address if you're going to post it on these sites. If you have your resume posted on Indeed, CareerBuilder, or Monster, just post it up there for people to see. Take your address off there. And that'll save you a lot of time, a lot of headaches. You won't have to worry about your address being out there in space. And we actually do go on these websites and look at your resumes, but we go on LinkedIn a lot more. If my boss comes to me and say, hey, I need somebody who knows how to work Excel, Word, PowerPoint, who knows how to do computer programming, I can go on LinkedIn and type those keywords into the search engine and you guys will come up. So I prefer LinkedIn, but we already discussed that. Indeed.com is a very, very, very good website if you're looking for jobs. You can go to the search, type in the location that you're looking for, type in the salary the only salary you would accept, and those jobs will come up and you can apply to that. So LinkedIn and Indeed, those are the 2 that I utilize to find jobs in Atlanta. So those were a huge help. So those are the 2 that I recommend. I prefer, yeah. How to discuss which ads are real or fake. I think we covered that. Anything that seems to be too good to be true, it is. And if you're not sure and you're like, maybe this is real, like I said, take your address off there and you can put your email and your phone number, because why do they need your address anyway? So, yeah. So if you're not sure, take your personal information off there and you'll be just fine. Let's see. Out-of-state candidates. This one is the hugest question that I get from a lot of my friends in New Orleans. How did you move to Atlanta? It takes most people months and months and months to find something in another state, let alone move. It took me, I want to say, 3 months to find something and to move to Atlanta. At the beginning of the 3 months, I said, okay, I'm moving to Atlanta, and I have 3 months to do it because the lease was going to be up on my apartment. So I literally had 3 months to do it, or I would be signing another lease and I would have been in New Orleans for another 6 months to a year. I wasn't doing that. I was moving to Atlanta and I had to make it happen in 3 months. And like I said, as soon as I said, yes, I'm moving to Atlanta, I made my LinkedIn profile and it went from there. So to all my out-of-state people who are looking to move, since I work in HR now, I will tell you what to do. Okay. When you're looking to move and find another job, when you're sending out your resume, please take your address off of there. Because soon as my boss sees New Orleans, Louisiana, and we're Atlanta, Georgia, you're in the trash. Take your address off there. Put your email and your phone number and send it. And it will be even better if you had a relative or a friend that lived where you're trying to move and you say, hey, can I put your address on my resumes? That would be even better. But once you do that, once you sent your resume, you don't have your New Orleans address on there, or you have a fake address on there, you have to be prepared for the HR department to call you and say, we need you to interview next Tuesday. And in your mind, you're like, I'm still in New Orleans. This happened to me so much. I was back and forth. And my advice is, when you're going to do that, send out a bulk of resumes. Send out a bulk. So hopefully you'll get a lot of feedback, and you'll have people calling you from where you want to move, and you can schedule them in 1 week or within the 3 days. And hopefully you're not moving too far from where you're from. So maybe you can make that drive, or maybe it's not too costly to catch a plane. So try to schedule them all in 1 to 2 days. So that way you can take the time off from your current job. If you have a current job, drive to wherever you're going, catch a flight, catch a bus, whatever you got to do. But just try to make them in one lump sum of time. That would be my best bet. Or tell them that you're out of town on an emergency and ask for a Skype interview. A lot of companies do that, but a lot of companies don't. Nobody was willing to do that for me. I had to take the time off from my current job in New Orleans. I had to put, I kid you not, 5 interviews in 1 to 2 days. Come to Atlanta, do those interviews, and get my ass back to New Orleans. So that's just the reality of it. If you're trying to find a job out of state, I'm not going to say it's going to be hard, because to me, it wasn't hard. It was just something necessary. I wanted to do it, and I made it happen. And it's basically as plain as that. Reach out to recruiters via LinkedIn, where you want to move at. Set yourself up a week of vacation, or 2 to 3 days of vacation. Go out there, do your bulk interviews, and make it happen. Basically, I don't know if I'm really answering all the questions. You can leave the questions under, and I'm willing to do a part 2, but I'm just telling you what I did. So, yeah. Okay. Another question that I get is, what if I have the degree? What if I have the 2-year or the 4-year degree and I don't have the experience? Let's say you come across an ad on Indeed, a job ad on LinkedIn, and you're like, this is what I want to do. This is my dream job, but I don't have that 4-year experience that they have as a requirement. Since I've been working in HR, and the applicants that I have met, they have not met every requirement under our requirement section. It's very rare that we had someone that has. So my advice to you, what I did is, when I wanted to work in human resources, I had 0 human resource experience. I had 0. But what I did have is, I had customer service experience. I had internships. I worked at hotels. So my thing is, tweak your resume to that. Go on Google. Let's say you're looking for a human resources coordinator job. All you have is customer service experience. Go on Google human resources coordinator job qualifications. Take your resume and see how they correlate. Okay, yes, I have human resource experience. I'm sorry. I have customer service experience, but in customer service, you work with people. In human resources, you work with people. It's just different. In customer service, you're working with customers. In human resources, most of the time, you're working with employees. They correlate. So get that job description, print it out, get your resume, and go over it and see how you can connect it. And that way, in your intro or in your cover letter, you can put, yes, I have 6 years of human resources experience, but this is how it relates to HR. This is how my internships relate to HR. And don't be afraid to kind of tweak your job titles from, cashier to something a little bit more human resourcey. Don't be afraid to do that, because when we call your past jobs to verify employment, we won't say, hey, were they really a cashier trainer? Were they really involved in it? We don't do all that. We just need to know your dates of employment. Did you work there? Yes. And that's it. So, yeah. So if you're a person, you have a degree with no experience like I was, take your resume and tweak it. Don't be afraid to put your internships on there. Don't be afraid to tweak it a little bit more to their job description, because that's what you have to do. If you're on LinkedIn and you see your perfect job, you need to print that job description out and tweak your resume to that job description. I'm sorry, it takes a lot of time, but that's what it takes to find a job. Tweak your resume to it. Say, hey, they're looking for someone that knows how to do this. On my resume, I did something similar. tweak it. Because basically when we're looking for people, we'll print out the job description, print out your resume, and see how they correlate. So if you did that for us already, half the work is done. So why don't we just call you in for an interview? It's easy as that. It's really as easy as that. Okay. So yeah, I hope that I've touched on most of the stuff, most of the questions that you guys have or may have had. If I didn't, leave them in the comments and I can do a part 2 because I'm pretty sure there's more questions that I haven't covered. I'm just trying to get the majority, the main questions that I asked onto this video to put up there. And another thing, another example that I want to tell you guys about. One of my friends wanted to work in healthcare. She didn't have any healthcare experience, but she had experience with taking care of elderly family members. So she put that on her resume, and it helps. I promise it helps. So just make it happen. And like I said, questions, leave them in the comments, leave them on my Instagram. I will do a part 2. I have no problem with doing that. I love helping people find jobs. The recruiter that I know told me I should be a recruiter because I'm absolutely all about telling a recruiter who calls me saying, hey, I have this job. I'm like, hey, I might not be interested, but I know this person who might want it. So, yeah, let me know. Thank you for watching, you guys. And don't forget to rate it, comment, and sub to my channel. I would appreciate it. And, yeah, I'm going to go enjoy my Saturday. Bye.